Hello and a very good afternoon to you. You're watching Newsroom 365. I'm Pratibha Chandran. Thank you for joining us. First up, let's get you breaking updates coming in. The Enforcement Directorate is understood to have named Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy, who was then the Telangana PCC President, and the Congress leaders on whose instructions a number of people made donations to Young Indian between 2019 and 2022. So the Telangana Chief Minister has now been named by the Enforcement Directorate. My colleagues Bhavtosh as well as Imran are joining us on the broadcast with the details. Shomit also joins us. Bhavtosh, this is a big development. Enforcement Directorate has named DK Shivakumar, Revanth Reddy and other top Congress leaders. What are the details?
Yes, Pratibha, in fact, they were questioned by the Enforcement Directorate between 2022 and their statement were recorded. DK Shivakumar was called in and his brother was also called in, and their statement were recorded. Now, during the questioning, they said donations were made by them and through their trust, these donations were made. Now, Pawan Kumar Bansal, who was AICC Treasurer in 2022, he apparently had said that donations should be made to Young Indian, and DK Shivakumar, who was then a sitting MLA and also the Deputy CM of Karnataka, on 16th April 2022, he made a donation of 25 lakh rupees, and then his brother, who was DK Suresh, he made a donation of around 25 lakh rupees on the same day. And DK Shivakumar, through his educational trust, he made a donation of 2 crore rupees, and this was also done at the behest of Pawan Kumar Bansal. Now, Geeta Reddy, who is working president of Telangana of Congress Party, she made a donation of 25 lakh rupees at the behest of Revanth Reddy, and subsequently Amit Vij, who contested the last election of Punjab, he made a donation of 3 crore rupees again at the behest of Punjab Congress, at the behest of Pawan Kumar Bansal. Now, what the ED has said is that these donations were made by individuals and entities who had nothing to do with Young Indian, and this was done because the Income Tax Department had leveled a penalty, assessment penalty in year 2016-2017, and that assessment penalty that was leveled was around 17 crore rupees, and this was leveled on the directors of Young Indian. Now, to cover that, these donations were made, and that was the reason why individuals and entities who were directly or indirectly linked to Congress Party, they were making these donations. Now, ED, when they found out this, they had in fact called in and their statement were recorded. They all admitted that because senior Congress leaders and party treasurers were asking them, they made these donations to Young Indian, as ED's investigation has shown that because on the directions of Congress Party leaders, these donations were made. DK Shivakumar was called in at least 3 times, and his statement was recorded. Remember, at the same time, just before this, in April 2022, after this, Rahul Gandhi as well as Sonia Gandhi were called in, and their statements were recorded in June 2022.
Okay, all right. Before I go across to Shomit with the political details of how this could play out, Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP also joins us on the broadcast. And Shehzad, the agency has said that some of the donors who are members of the Congress Party were instructed to give money to the senior party functionaries because they felt that annoying them or making them unhappy would be damaging for their political career in the party.
Look, I'm not aware of what the agency has said or not said, but having seen your news break, all I can say is that the National Herald was actually an opportunity for the Congress Party's first family to usurp the property belonging to freedom fighters, and the manner in which a Young Indian special purpose vehicle was created to transfer the beneficial interest of National Herald properties, which was totaling over 5,000 crores, which belonged to freedom fighters. So it became a special purpose vehicle for fulfilling the lust of money for the first family, and therefore this case, which started in 2013, till date, the Congress Party's first family has got no relief. Now, all these facts that are coming out in the public domain, the Congress Party and its leaders will have to answer the question, and they will have to remember one thing, that ED means Enforcement Directorate, not entitlement of dacoity or entitlement of dynasty. There can't be a right to loot. Loota hai to lautana padega.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us with the BJP's perspective on that. Now, the Enforcement Directorate is understood to have stated that payments made to young Indian cannot be held as mere donations because they were not made voluntarily but in expectation of some betterment for the donor's political career. The ED has in fact found that young Indian had received 6.90 crores and 5.05 crores in donations during 2018 and 19 as well as 2019 and 20. Revanth Reddy of the BRS is also on the broadcast with us, and the Enforcement Directorate, Mr. Reddy, has now named Revanth Reddy as giving donations to the organization Young Indian, and he is now under the scanner.
Yeah, there were allegations from the day he became the chief minister in, CCC president in Telangana that, he has been donating to the central party, and their own leaders have actually made allegations against him that he bought the PCC position there. And it's an open secret in Congress party that they have to, fund the national party at, in different levels for getting power and for getting positions. Now that the ED has, mentioned their name in the charge sheet, they have to come out with their explanation, because day in, day out, they come and criticize other parties, in Telangana especially. The Chief Minister, Mr. Revanth Reddy, levels allegations on the BRS party and our former Chief Minister, Shri KCR, and whatever we have done in the past 10 years before the Congress party government formation, they level allegations on every scheme that we have done. Now that, straight away, the ED has mentioned the name of the prime funders of the Congress party from South, Mr. Revanth Reddy, as well as you mentioned, DK Shivakumar. Now, Congress should come out with its explanation. End of the day, they should be brought to the justice.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us with your perspective. In fact, Revanth Reddy has been named, and this is playing out politically because the ED believes that it was received by a quid pro quo where the people were initially obliged by the Congress leaders and subsequently asked to make payments for ads as well. Shomit, politically, how do you see this playing out? Revanth Reddy has now been named with a charge being that donations had been made to the Congress leadership in order to get plum posts within the party.
Well, that's to see earlier when the agency has intensified the probe into this National Herald case. Even our colleague Bhautish was explaining it very much clear how ED has intensified the probe and how it has found the details into this matter when it comes to the donation. And ED has finally named Revanth Reddy Chief Minister and also Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar. And basically, Revanth Reddy has asked several people, so his close aides, to donate, make donations into this Young India. And basically now we'll have to wait and see, how agency will prove, because there are also chances that he might be questioned very soon. And when it comes to the, this case, when it comes to the Congress, Revanth Reddy himself has stated that this is nothing but this is nothing but an attack on the Congress cadre. And even earlier, he has faced the protest, massive protest at the ED office, a zonal office in the Hyderabad city. So one side, when it comes to the Congress, they are saying that it's nothing but an attack on the Rahul Gandhi and also attack on the Congress cadre. But when it comes to the BJP or the BRS, we have just heard BRS now saying that now, Congress should have come out and answer this. Even KTR has responded on this matter and stated that even it's not the first time, but since many months he has been saying this, and now he said that what the PRS have been, the allegations have been leveling up since all these months. Those allegations have become true. And we have been saying that Congress has turned Telangana state into the ATM for the central party and have been supplying bags back to back to the central party office and been funding the central party office time and again. So basically, this is what the even KTR has stated. And on the other hand, when it comes to the BJP, this is not the first time. Several times, even Prime Minister even mentioned about Revanth Rahul tax, and they've been saying that they've been making allegations against the Congress party that there several lots of relations have happened, and even there are clear proofs. And BJP is not directing any agency, but agencies are probing into this matter is what we have been hearing from the BJP, or even several allegations coming in from the opposition BRS.
Okay, all right. Bhavtosh, now that the Enforcement Directorate has named these leaders, Revanth Reddy, DK Shivakumar, as well as DK Suresh as well, named in the case. Before I come to you, Hina is also on the broadcast with us. So, Hina, this is a sensational disclosure that has been made by the Enforcement Directorate that says that top leaders have paid donations to Young Indian and as a mode of quid pro quo to get plum posts within the Congress party.
Well, that's right. And these are new sensational revelations, Pratibha, that have been made as far as investigations into the National Herald case are concerned. These are new revelations made by the Enforcement Directorate, details accessed by my colleague Bhavtosh, and he was bringing to us the details of what he has learned from his sources in the ED. I want to just break it down for our viewers. Now, two very, very important names, Pratibha, that have surfaced in the new piece of information that we have. One is Revanth Reddy, the Telangana Chief Minister. The second one is DK Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka. These two new names, Pratibha, have now emerged. So let's try and explain to our viewers what is the role, that ED has unearthed of these two individuals specifically. As far as Revanth Reddy is concerned, he used to instruct. On his instructions, in fact, money was being donated to Young India. So he used to instruct people to donate, and donations were made on his instructions. And these are, donations in lakhs and crores of rupees. On his instructions, donations were made to Young India. And the period that we are talking about, Pratibha, is 2019 to 2022. So Revanth Reddy directly did not donate any money to Young India. And that is what the ED has found in the latest set of info that we have got for our viewers. He instructed people. Now, when it comes to DK Shivakumar, now he directly donated money to Young Indian. So what we have learned is that, one, he donated 25 lakh rupees to Young Indian. In second tranche, he donated some 2 crore rupees to Young Indian. And that is something that is currently under the scanner. He directly donated to Young Indian between 2019 and 2022. Revanth Reddy was instructing other people to donate to Young Indian. Now, another important aspect is that since everything was happening on instructions by somebody, just like Revanth Reddy was instructing other people to donate to Young Indian, who was giving instructions to DK Shivakumar? Now, that is another aspect that has emerged. It was Mr. Pawan Bansal. Pawan Bansal, who was the AICC the treasurer at that point in time. It was Pawan Bansal on whose instructions donations were being made by DK Shivakumar. This is another revelation that has been unearthed when it comes to DK Shivakumar. So these are some new names that have emerged in ED's investigation, Pratibha. We'll have to wait and see what response comes from these people as to, why were these donations being made, because we all know where this money was really going and why was it happening, what is going to be the response of the Congress party, that now remains to be seen.
Okay, all right. Hina, thank you for joining us with those details, putting things in perspective. But Bhavtosh, the details that you've accessed of how DK Shivakumar had directly made donations, whereas the now Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy had in fact not directly made donations but had asked others to make these donations. What does it mean when the Enforcement Directorate names these top Congress leaders? Can he be implicated in any way? Are they going to be called in for interrogations? How will the investigations proceed?
Well, as far as ED is concerned, they have filed the first charge sheet in this case, and after filing the first charge sheet, they have named Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Sam Pitroda and others, and in this charge sheet, they are the accused. But the statement of DK Shivakumar, his brother DK Suresh, were recorded. What ED has said, what ED sources have told us is that the purpose of collecting bogus donation, now they have said that these are bogus donation and was to discharge the income tax demand on Young Indian, and which was arising out of the Income Tax Department assessment. Now, remember, Income Tax Department had carried out an assessment of Young Indian, claiming that it is an entity, it is a company, and because it took over all the assets of Associate General Private Limited, it was bound to pay income tax, and subsequently they had put out that income tax assessment of around 17 crore rupees. Now, when this happened, they had to pay around 17 crore rupees. Now, what ED's allegation is that to cover that, they started collecting bogus donation from individual or entities. In this case, DK Shivakumar, DK Suresh and other individuals were asked to pay that bogus donation. Now they have said this was not a donation as per se to Young Indian, but this was carried out at the behest or on the directions of senior Congress leader. We have seen that Pawan Bansal was one of them, and then you have the name of Revanth Reddy and other individuals who paid the income tax donation include DK Shivakumar, DK Suresh, and also people who fought the election. As many in BJP are saying that was it quid pro quo? Did DK Shivakumar manage to become deputy CM only because he paid donation, or there is something more to it? Now, DK Shivakumar, DK Suresh said that they recorded their statement and admitted that they paid donation. Others, including some Telangana leaders from Hyderabad, also said that on instructions of senior Congress leader, they recorded this statement. As far as Rahul Gandhi and Sonia...
Okay. All right, Bhavtosh, just a moment. We have Pranesh as well as Niyamika also joining us on the broadcast. And Pranesh, every senior Congress leader with any power in the party has clearly either made donations directly or has enforced directions towards the party. These are sensational discoveries that have been made by the Enforcement Directorate in the course of the probe.
You know, Pratibha, this is not an ordinary news break. This is a scandal exploding in the face of the Congress party. There's no other way of saying it. Look at the turn of events, the information and the documents that we've been managed to access, and according to the details that Bhavtosh Singh has shared with us, what do we know? DK Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, his brother DK Suresh, who is a sitting member of Parliament. Then you have Revanth Reddy. Individuals who are senior leaders of the Congress party were asked by then General Secretary Pawan Bansal to donate for Young Indian. And they donated so because it was the writ of the party. They could not say no, that was not an option. And now that all of this has come out, the Congress party needs to do the explaining bit, because so far the narrative from the Congress's side is that this is blatant misuse of the central agency. Now, money trail can't be, copy and pasted. If the money trail exists, then answers have to be given. And in this case, the agency suspects that, and it has numbers also, 25 lakh rupees, DK Shivakumar. Then you have DK Suresh, 25 lakh rupees, one tranche. Then there are other details in page number 4 that we'll just get to. In fact, Bhavtosh can shed more light on it, what page 4 contains. Yes, Bhavtosh.
Well, as far as the charge sheet is concerned, what sources have told us is that their investigation, the ED's investigation, started long time back. It started sometime in 2021 after they took cognizance of the complaint or the order that was given by the Metropolitan Magistrate Court. Not only it's limited to the dealings between Young Indian and Associate General Private Limited, the cover-up that started happening after the income tax assessment was carried out, and the income tax assessment was done on the dealings or the financial dealings of Young Indian. Once the income tax department assessment happened and the promoters of the company, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, were asked to pay the fine, or they were asked to pay the income tax dues. There was an attempt to pay a donation of around 17 crore rupees, and who paid that donation? It was collected from individuals or entities that are directly linked or indirectly linked to Congress party. The names are that of DK Shivakumar, DK Suresh, and other individuals who are said to be people who are influential or individuals who have deep pockets. Now, Congress party recorded the statement of DK Shivakumar, they recorded the statement of DK Suresh, and the trust dealings of the trust was done, and one can see a pattern to this. Now, payments were in fact legal. Payments were carried out in checks. There was nothing illegal. But why were they were asked to pay something? This is something that is these individuals can explain. But what ED has said is something which is very serious, Pranesh. They have said that these are bogus donation. Now, this is a separate part of investigation. ED has first filed the charge sheet against Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, but they have also dwelled into another part as far as investigation is concerned. They have said that bogus donations were made after income tax department carried out
was to discharge the income tax demand of Young Indian arising out of the income tax department assessment dated the year 2017, wherein the tax was levied on the benefit accrued. Now, what this means in layman's language is that they needed money so that the beneficiaries or the alleged beneficiaries, in this case the Gandhis, don't have to shell out the amount. So they resorted to these bogus donations. But be that as it may, this is, on the face of it, a gross violation. The Congress party will have to go further than the vendetta line that they've been peddling over the last 2 years.
Right. In fact, we have Rachna Reddy of the BJP also on the broadcast with us. And Rachna Reddy, all along, the Congress party has been saying that this is nothing but vendetta politics by the centre that's playing out with the Enforcement Directorate carrying out the investigations. Now, Revanth Reddy also being named by the ED.
Hello, ma'am. Yes, I mean, it is, the Congress party has no face or no line to further peddle, because this goes to prove the root of what we have been stating all along. The Congress party, I mean, right from the time of Jawaharlal Nehru and his progeny, right up to this day, does not have any other means or sources of income. If you notice, they're not professionals. They don't manufacture anything. There's no industry. There's absolutely nothing. For the last 70 years, they have just been living off, leeching off the people of India. And the National Herald and the Young India Foundation is nothing but a cover for their nefarious activities. Because we all know that the kind of income tax evasion that Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi did. And once the income tax evasion was noticed and a heavy fine was slapped on them, of course, this is a family that has been leeching off, freeloading India for the last 8 decades. And of course, they don't have any income or money to pay that fine. And this is what they do. They indulge in some kind of nefarious, shady transfer of money from, or forceful, I will use the word forceful transfer of money from their entire Congress cadre, and especially the Congress cadre like Revanth Reddy, who is the Chief Minister of Telangana, Shivakumar, who is the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, and especially from Congress-ruled states. They want to leech off Congress-ruled states so that these people are forced to pay their from their pockets in the form of quote-unquote donations. And the ED is right in claiming that, or rather in stating that these cannot be taken as donations at all. I mean, donations for what? A company that no longer exists, a company that is not doing any activity towards its, after its incorporation. National Herald is not functioning at this point of time. So what is this donation for? I mean, they have to come out. Talking about vendetta politics is old. It's dated.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us with the BJP's response. We have Sridhar Babu, the IT Minister of Telangana, on the broadcast with us. And Sridhar Babu, the Enforcement Directorate has said that Revanth Reddy had enforced donations towards AJL, towards Young Indian, naming multiple top Congress leaders, including Revanth Reddy and DK Shivakumar. What is your response?
You know, this is absolutely unfair, unjustifiable, and a clear reflection of the vendetta politics, which the BJP at the center is trying to scare and bring fear among the Congress leadership, as also in the cadre. You know, it's a true reflection where they are time and again are trying to add few names, because it's two states which are very, very strong states, which are economically moving very forward in terms of our administration. They just want to curtail it and doesn't have to just throwing the mudslinging.
Okay, but you're saying that the allegations are absolutely false, because the Enforcement Directorate has also given out numbers saying Revanth Reddy had instructed others to donate towards Young Indian, but leaders like DK Shivakumar had also personally donated 25 lakh and 2 crore rupees via his trust.
No, this is absolutely, when the cadre, so for example, if the cadre wants to subscribe for any newspaper, and as the leader, if somebody wants to literally see the best information given on the national or international scale, the news, and the National Herald.
Okay, so you're saying that this is nothing but political vendetta because of the growth trajectory of Telangana.
Yes, absolutely, I can say that. Now, all these days, the clear mention of anybody's names were there. And now you are bringing, our chief minister's name into picture. What does it represent? And you're bringing that deputy chief minister of Karnataka's name into picture.
Okay,
What
I
does
just
it represent?
want to ask you, Dr. Sridhar Babu, I just want to ask you, the Enforcement Directorate has said that funds in AJL were received by way of quid pro quo, where people were initially obliged by the Congress leaders and subsequently asked to make payments. So the belief within Congress was, if you make donations, then your political career is going to progress. If you don't make these payments, then you will not. Is that how things function in the Congress?
No, this, it's not legally or also technically or morally tenable. What, allegations they are making, how can it be a quid pro quo? What will they be getting? Not political posts. Just ask them to show us if somebody has donated something and if we have given the political posts, whoever have subscribed, including the Congress and non-congressmen, have also subscribed for the National Herald. So non-congressmen also will be given a political post if they subscribe to National Herald. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, all right. You're saying this is a ridiculous claim because of the growth trajectory of Telangana and Karnataka. The leaders are being named by the Enforcement Directorate. Thank you for joining us. In fact, we have the first reaction coming in from the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister as well. Let's listen in.
ತಪ್ಪೇನಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ನಡೆಸುವಂತ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಏನು ತಪ್ಪೇನಿದೆ
ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2.5 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ದೇಣಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ
ಹೌದು ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ
ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಇದಾಗಲ್ಲ
ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ನಾವೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಕದ್ದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀವಾ ರಾಜಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡೋಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀವಪ್ಪ.
DK Shivakumar, the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister, says, what's wrong? This is my party. Yes, I have made the donations. And when the reporters asked very clearly, did you make payment of 2 crore rupees and 25 lakh rupees? He said, I never denied it. I have made these donations. There's nothing wrong with it. This is my party and I've made donations for the party. Nothing wrong with it. Interesting to see how this plays out. We're slipping into a very quick break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll come back with details of what the Enforcement Directorate probe has found and what this means politically for the Congress party. Stay with us.